Yo, 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 yo. Wait. This is my YouTube intro. You feel me? This is my YouTube intro. Yo, 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 yo. It's how you know OG coming at you with that real talk, real vibes, and the real energy, man. If you my G, you already know what time it is, man. Let's go. In today's video, we reacting to people have changed and it's actually terrifying. Channel name Jacob Wildin. That's the channel name. That's the channel name I'm getting. Jacob Wildin, right? Jacob Wildin, y'all see it? Jacob Wildin. Alright. People have changed and it's actually terrifying. What the fuck is he talking about, bro? Let me figure out what bro is talking about. Interesting title.
People have changed. I don't know any other way to put it except for
I don't know what to expect, bro. I don't know what to expect, bro.
people have
But that's
changed. I
facts.
don't know any other way to put it except for people have changed. I've seen it. I know you've seen it. Let me know down in the comments below
Facts.
if you've just seen a shift in the way people
Hold on,
are
I'm gonna just
in
comment.
general, the way society.
I'm a comment, bro. I'm gonna interact with his vid, bro. He said comment. I'm gonna just say facts. Facts. That's why I'm here. Facts. That's why I'm here. I bet.
Society is in general. I've just seen a shift in the way people are in general, the way
Bro, I hope,
society is in
bro, I hope he not talking like this the whole. Oh fuck. Alright, this is kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be walking around this shit.
general. I'm really starting to believe that this timeline that we're on, there's something wrong with it. I mean, I've gotten to where I don't believe anything because everything is so screwed
Ah.
up. Everything is so up in the air and
Tight.
everything is always changing. But over the last 5 years
Facts.
specifically, we have seen changes in society, in the world, that are
Shout out to
unprecedented.
the three in
Unlike
chat.
anything we've ever seen in such short periods of time, too. That's the other thing. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality. I don't know what
Damn.
happened to the reality we used to live in, but it is not here anymore.
Yo, is he speaking facts or what, chat? And then shout out to everybody in chat. Word. Holding it down.
And there's a few things that have really made me realize this. So the first thing, and this is the one that actually started this whole path
The first thing that made him realize people change. Let's
of my
see.
mind going down these rabbit holes into thinking
Let's
that
see.
something's seriously off. So I grew up in Kentucky. I was born
Okay.
and raised here. And if you know anything about Kentucky, you'll know that the Kentucky Derby is held here. And it's a huge
I don't know what the fuck that is, bro, but it might be a car event.
event. It's one
Kentucky Derby might be a car event.
of the biggest sporting events in the
Oh
entire
shit.
country. I would say probably
Sports.
one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Horse racing is a huge
Oh,
deal here
horse
in
racing.
Kentucky. And even though I'm born and raised in Kentucky, I had never been to the Kentucky
Wait,
Derby.
look
Huge
at
deal. It's
bro's
probably one of
dog
the
in the
biggest sporting
back.
events in the world.
Big
Horse racing
dog.
is a huge deal here in Kentucky. And even though I'm born and raised in Kentucky, I had never been to the Kentucky
Fire
Derby
dog.
up until a couple years ago. It's something I always wanted to do, especially back in my younger days when I used to drink and stuff, because if you know anything about the Derby,
Drinker.
and specifically the Derby infield, you'll know that it's always been considered one of the wildest parties in the nation. And for good reason, because a lot of crazy stuff goes on there. They call it the Mardi Gras of horse racing because people run around
The Mardi Gras. Hold on, child. We gotta do a what you call it lesson. We gotta take a vocabulary break. The fuck is Mardi Gras, bro? Fuck is Mardi Gras, chat? He said that right?
and for good reason, because a lot of crazy stuff goes on there. They call it the Mardi Gras of horse racing because people run around
Yeah, slow it down, big fella. Hold on. Fuck is Mardi Gras. I'm about to get into Mardi Gras, chat. Hold on. Like, come on, bro. This shit moving slow as fuck. I don't even know how you spell that. Oh, right there. Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras meaning. Come on, bro. Mardi. The fuck is Mardi Gras? Load up. Okay. Fat Tuesdays. The fuck? Oh, okay. Referring to it as being the last day of consuming rich fatty foods, most notably red meat, in preparation for Christian fasting season of Lent. Ah. Oh, okay. Damn, I would have never a carnival held in some countries to Shrove Tuesdays. I would have never thought that fucking Mardi Gras was that, bro. Alright.
Around half naked. They dress up in these, and for good reason,
What?
because a lot of crazy stuff goes on there. They call it the Mardi Gras of horse racing because people run around half naked. They dress up in these crazy outfits, mud fights, porta potty races. Everybody gets completely trashed. And it's essentially just a massive wild party of thousands and thousands of people. And while back in my younger days, that was something that would have appealed to me.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to look at bro's dog, bro, the whole time.
I always wanted to experience that. And even after I stopped drinking, I was like, you know what? I want to go see this because sometimes I just want to watch the chaos unfold around me. So back in
I do
2022, I
sound
went.
like I do sound like some lit activities or some just crazy, wild, just random activities. I ain't
And
gonna
I
lie.
went for that specific reason to watch the chaos unfold around me. I wanted to see the massive
Straight
party. And I
chaos.
walked into that event thinking that that's exactly what I was going to see,
Straight mosh
only to
pit, straight
be
mosh pit.
extremely let down. And to say things had changed would be a massive understatement. I walked in there and there was nobody getting drunk. I mean, there were people drinking, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a massive party. People were in
Mm,
suits and ties.
mm.
Women were in derby dresses. Everybody was just kind of standing around, somewhat
Derby
socializing,
dress.
somewhat just kind of.
Fuck is a derby dress? The fuck is a derby dress? Oh, Kentucky Derby. Oh, that's fire. I ain't gonna lie, that's fire. That's drippy. That's drippy for the females. Derby dress. Nah, they look fire. I ain't gonna lie. Derby dress is tough. I'm guessing this is a Kentucky Derby. What the fuck? Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby.
Sitting around, scrolling their phones, not really interacting in the way that you would think people would interact, especially for the Derby infield. And do me a favor, if you don't believe me on this, if you think, okay, well, you just never been there, maybe you didn't know what to expect.
Where the fuck did bro's dog go? Child, where the fuck did bro's dog go?
Google, right now, Google
Okay.
Kentucky Derby infield party photos.
Kentucky Derby. Nigga said too much. The fuck did he say, child? What? Kentucky Derby infield party pictures? That nigga just said a whole paragraph
Maybe you
in
didn't know
one
what to expect.
sentence.
Google, right
Nah.
now, Google Kentucky Derby infield party photos.
Kentucky Derby infield party photos. This nigga just yo, bro, that's the longest paragraph in one sentence, bro. Word. One of the longest paragraphs in one sentence. Oh shit. Okay, so this is probably the newer ones. Newer one look cool. This is probably more of the older ones. What he was saying is, yeah, drunk if this might be a newer one. Uh Nah, it is wild though. I ain't gonna lie. It's like this is for sure like mosh pit environment right here. I ain't gonna lie. Word. Hella people around though. Kentucky Derby infield. Shit. Did we see enough, chat? I think we seen enough. Anything crazy pop? Oh, wow. Oh, nah. Imagine that shit just tipped over and they fell and somebody was in there using a bathroom. Chill. Chill. What the fuck is this? Glizzy eating contest? Oh, nah. What the fuck? Classy. Getting jiggy and shit. Nah, that one was fire. I just seen some shit. Hold up. What was that? This one right here. What is this? Duty Land? Duty Land. Chill. Duty Land. What's this? Okay. They was out there in the rain. They was out that bitch in the rain. What's this? Ooh. That boy going through it. What the fuck, bro? Got an orange mustache? Chill out, fool. Alright, that's enough pictures. They was turned up right here, though. I ain't gonna lie. With this inside and outside parties, shit. Catch me at both. Nah, chill. Alright, hold up. I'm about to get back into it.
Just Google those terms, and you're going to see the craziness that I'm talking about. And that was back all the way up until about 2020. And we're going to get to that in a second because there's a few reasons why I think this is happening.
2020.
But all the way up until about 2020, that's
2020 is a crazy ass year, chat. Word, bro. I ain't gonna say what happened in 2020, but bro, we had to start wearing masks and shit, bro. Feel me? Word that changed the world. Word that changed the world.
the scene that you would see there. But what I experienced was something completely different. It was like I had been pulled from that reality, from that timeline, and placed in a timeline that was completely unrecognizable. And the whole scene, the whole environment,
Yo, where did bro's dog go?
my surroundings, just the way people were interacting, and everything about it, it felt very robotic. It did not feel natural. There's something that was just very off-putting about it. I don't really know how to describe it. That's why I'm kind of struggling with this, but something has changed. That's what I'm getting at here. And again, if you think that maybe it's just because I had never experienced it before, I'll give you another example, and this is another big one that...
Let's go. Example 2. Example 1, I guess he said the Kentucky Derby changed, which is big. I ain't gonna lie, that's big. I don't know about that Kentucky Derby shit, but should change around the world.
Tipped me off to the fact that this is happening. Along with the Derby comes Derby festivals. Leading up to the Derby, we have a bunch of different things. There's like food trucks, there's fireworks shows. They have a big, balloon glow where they fly those air balloons, hot air balloons and stuff around. A lot of different events go on. Well, back in the day, I used to go to the fireworks show. It's one of the biggest fireworks shows in the nation. The last time I went back in 2010, around 2010, somewhere around there was over 500,000 people there. It's a huge.
Whoa, hold on, let me register that. 500,000, bro. That's $500,000.
Last time I went back.
Last time you went where?
To go to the fireworks show. It's one of the biggest fireworks shows in the nation.
Oh, all right.
The last time I went back in 2010, around 2010, somewhere around there was over 500,000 people there.
Over 500,000 people there, bro.
A huge draw because there's an air show and all that stuff. And that event is not as crazy as the Derby, but it's always been a party scene. You bring your own alcohol in there. Everybody hangs out on what they call the Great Lawn. Everyone is socializing. We used to set up volleyball nets there. We would play volleyball and cornhole, and we would literally like section off an area where we would all go gather. There'd be like dozens of us. A bunch of our friends and stuff would gather there, and it would just be a big party. It was a great time. So after 2010, I didn't go to this for many, many years, and then I went again in 2022. And just like the Derby,
12 years later. Whole new world.
To say things had changed is a massive understatement because it was not
Understatement.
like that at all. There was not 500,000 people there.
How many?
It was less than half that. A lot less than half that. It wasn't even packed at all, and it was beautiful weather outside. So that was the first thing. The second thing.
Nah, word. Nah, see, I see what he's saying, bro. We losing all type of culture, bro. We losing all type of vibes, bro. Like we losing like WWE is not the same, bro. And it's not just cause we growing older, bro. It could be, but it's not, bro. Like we losing a lot, bro. Wait, hold up, child. Hold up. Alright, let me make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me.
Thing was that nobody was interacting or socializing or doing any of the things that we used to do
Oh yeah, that's some new world. That's some new world order shit.
back a decade prior to that. The timeline, again,
Let me run it back,
half
child.
because it was not like that at all. There was not 500,000 people there. It was less than half that. A lot less than half that. It wasn't even packed at all, and it was beautiful weather outside. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that nobody was interacting.
Gotta enjoy that fire ass weather, bro. Nobody interacting, bro. That's really tough. I ain't gonna lie. It's cause of the fucking phones. Everybody trying to be on FaceTime. Everybody trying to be on a phone. I don't know, man. I'm not Mr. Break It Down. I'm Mr. Break It Down, but I'm not Mr. Know Everything. But I'm Mr. Get to it though.
Or
I'm
socializing
Mr. Figure that shit out for sure. Word.
or doing any of the things. Nobody was interacting or socializing or doing any of the things that we used to do back a decade prior to that. The timeline, again, completely shifted. It's like I was removed from that timeline and thrown into this completely different timeline that I simply don't even recognize. And just like the Derby, the
A
entire
whole new world.
experience, because
Nah, facts, that's the decade later, bro. 10 years, 12 years for real. A decade later, and some more.
that is what I was actually used to, was being able to socialize with people and have hordes of people around me and just have a great time.
I ain't gonna lie, that really does sound like a movie, bro. Like the older shit, bro. Word is really a movie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's technology for. It's technology for. I'm calling out technology.
It took me out of the experience. It made me pretty freaking uncomfortable, actually, because everything about it felt very robotic. It did not feel natural.
Technology.
And just like the Derby, the entire
AI
experience, because that
technology.
is what I was actually used to, was being able to socialize with
This
people
shit.
and have hordes of people around me and just have a great time.
Yes, shit does feel fake as fuck, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm not gonna get into what I'm thinking for real. But yes, I feel what he's saying, bro. Shit do feel fake. It do feel it's not authentic at all. It's not authentic. I don't know what got into people, bro. I don't know what got into people after 2020, bro. I don't know what got into people after 2020, bro, but
It took me out of the experience. It made me pretty freaking uncomfortable, actually, because everything about it felt very robotic. It did not feel natural. There's something that has changed with people within just a decade's time where people just aren't the same. They're not acting the same. People don't socialize. They don't interact the same way they used to. And it's very,
that's L vibes.
very strange. It's a very strange phenomenon, and it's pretty off-putting, actually, especially for someone like me who considers myself an old soul. I've always said,
Yeah, bro, we need that. We need that old school. We need that old school mixed in with the new school, bro. Not forget the old school, straight new bullshit. The old school mixed in with the new school. Word, facts.
that I was born a century too late. because the new way of doing things, all this new way of interacting and being
Technology.
robotic and all this weird stuff, it just simply
Technology, fake images. Everything for the internet, bro.
doesn't align with me. And I've noticed this in other places too. And again, let me know in the comments below if you've seen this.
But even though we still feel the same way, we still doing the same shit. Don't mean that's not stopping us from feeling the way we feel about how shit is changing, how the world is changing. Facts.
But social gatherings specifically, events, grocery store, supermarket, anywhere out in public, I've noticed this change. The way people are, just the way people are. And I think about like the Mandela effect, and I wonder, like, am I imagining all this? Like, am I imagining a different way of doing things? And maybe I've just been thrown into this new timeline and nobody told me things changed. But I specifically remember everything being drastically different than what it is today. If you go out in public, and again, especially social gatherings, bars, clubs, stuff like that. I was just reading an article the other day about how hundreds and thousands of bars across the nation are closing because nobody is going out and doing that kind of stuff anymore. And you have to wonder, what's the reason behind that? Is it just the fact that people aren't going out in public?
It could be that. It could be a lot. It could be a lot more house parties, a lot more house gatherings, a lot more private gatherings. It could be that.
Have people grown out of that? Where have all the people?
Also, the internet, bro. The internet is taking over, bro. The internet is taking over a real world. Real internet is taking over real life.
People gone, and why aren't they interacting in those types of environments? Why aren't they interacting in general? What has changed? And you wonder if this is a good or a bad thing, because if people aren't going out and they're not partying.
I wouldn't label it good or bad. I would just label it is what it is type shit. Figure it out. Figure out what you gonna do type shit. Figure out what you gonna do type shit. It is what it is.
And drinking and stuff like that. This is a good or a bad thing, because if people aren't going out and they're not partying and drinking and stuff like that,
neutral, it is.
Is that necessarily a bad thing? I guess it depends on the way you look at it. In my opinion, I think it's a bad thing, because when you don't socialize and you're not interacting with one another, then you're missing out on shared knowledge.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one, but word.
Shared experience. And without that, we as a nation, as a society in general, will eventually collapse, because when you don't have shared knowledge.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, especially shared knowledge from older people that could give their wisdom to the newer generation. Dun, dun, dun. World is doomed without that. I ain't gonna lie.
And you don't have shared experience, and you're not sharing your story and interacting with one another, then things will eventually become stagnant. You cease to grow. There's no more progression, because you're not passing on the things that you've learned. Because shared knowledge and shared...
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Chad. That's hitting deep. I ain't gonna lie. Let me run that back. That's hitting. I ain't gonna lie.
Socialize.
Talking facts.
And you're not interacting. This is a good or a bad thing, because if people aren't going out and they're not partying and drinking and stuff like that, is that necessarily a bad thing? People aren't going out.
Let's get into it.
They're not partying and drinking and stuff like that. Is that necessarily a bad thing? I guess it depends on the way you look at it. In my opinion, I think it's a bad thing, because when you don't socialize and you're not interacting with one another, then you're missing out on shared knowledge, shared experience. And without that, we as a nation,
real life experience and knowledge,
as a society in general, will eventually collapse. Because when you don't have shared knowledge and you don't have shared experience and you're not sharing your story and interacting with one another, then things will eventually become stagnant. You cease to grow. There is no more progression, because you're not passing on the things that you've learned. Because shared knowledge and shared experience is a fundamental aspect of what makes us human. It's what sets us apart from the beasts in the wild. Throughout all of history, it has been a fundamental aspect of us getting to the point to where we are today. So if we stop interacting with one another and we stop sharing this knowledge and we stop socializing, then
you the little jit, bro. Stop playing with me.
And society in general will eventually collapse. It will cease socializing. Then society in general will eventually collapse. It will cease to exist.
Tap in with the video. Pay attention, F5.
Stop interacting with one another, and we stop sharing this knowledge, and we stop socializing, then society in general will eventually collapse. It will cease to exist. Or at
The title of this one, he explaining how people changed. And he's saying it's terrifying. He just said the world is gonna collapse type shit. That's what we learn about.
society in general will eventually collapse. It will cease to exist. Or at the very least, we won't progress. We will become stale and we will become stagnant.
Hey yo, F5. I'm fucking OG, bro. What are you talking about, Lil Jit, bro? Stop playing with me, F5.
And that is going to cause us to regress.
It's going to, and we will become chickens stagnant. In the bag.
And that is going to cause us to regress. It's going to cause the de-evolution of our species, and that is essentially what I believe is happening. But what exactly is happening? What is the reason that this timeline has shifted so much?
Wait, he just said de-evolution.
It's going to cause the de-evolution of our, and that is going to cause us to regress. It's going to cause the de-evolution of our species, and that is essentially what I believe is happening. But what?
I can't even disagree with him. I wouldn't want that to happen, but I can't disagree with him. Word.
Exactly is happening. What is the reason that this timeline has shifted so much and people are...
It's new technology, bro. The technology is taking over real world.
So robotic.
Real world experiences.
They've changed in such drastic ways. It's shifted so much.
Why is everything robotic? Because technology is taking over real life. Technology is taking over real life experiences.
And people are so robotic and they've changed in such drastic ways. Number one, I think 2020 has something to do with that. I'm not going to say the name of the event that happened around 2020. You all know.
Yeah, mask up.
Exactly what I'm talking
mask
about.
Up event.
I don't want to mention it because platforms have been banned for less. All right, so I got to mind my P's and Q's. But something about 2020 and that event has caused a shift in people. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's the fact that people have just given up on each other, because back then people were so willing to turn in their neighbor for not complying, not doing what they were told. That event has also caused people to lose a lot of trust in other people and society in general. It's also caused people to get comfortable just staying home. You know, because back then we had to lock down, we had to
stay home, or just private social events. Private gatherings.
Stay home, be in our homes, not go out in public, not socialize, not be around other people. And maybe some people have just adapted to that. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but there's something about that event in particular that has caused a drastic shift. But that's not the only thing. I think there are other factors. Social media, the internet, cell phones, all these things, technology in general, I think has also caused this.
Come on, child. I said this already. Let's get into it.
Because instead of going out and interacting, we now have all these friends on our phone. These fake friends on our phone.
Fake ass niggas, bro. Fake ass niggas. Fake ass niggas. I know that, F5. I know that.
We can go to, we can interact with, we can get instant validation and gratification from. We can get dopamine from this handheld electronic device, and we don't need to rely on people for that anymore. We have everything that we could ever possibly need in terms of socialization on our cell phones, on social media, and a lot of people have turned to that. And I really do believe that that is one of the driving factors that's causing the de-evolution of our species, or at the very least is going to eventually lead to that, because it's causing us to stay trapped in this digital realm instead of actually stepping foot outdoors into the great outdoors, or at the very least going out into public and talking to other people. It's causing people to become very robotic and emotional.
Emotionless? I just said that though. Technology, phones, they want to be on FaceTime, on a phone. Fake ass people, bro. Fake ass friends, bro.
Going out into public and talking to other people. It's causing people to become very
internet warriors, bro. It's fucking phone warriors, internet warriors, bro.
Robotic and emotionless. We are actually becoming the electronic device that we hold so dearly, and that's a terrifying thing. And because that's making people emotionless and robotic, it's also degrading the moral fabric of society. It's very dehumanizing. People have taken the human aspect out of things, and again, it's just becoming more robotic. Instead of being empathetic to people and having emotion towards people and feeling sorry for people, it's kind of dividing us. Even though we're more connected more than ever, we are more divided and we're more lonely than ever. And I think a lot of people have given.
And that's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. All loyal ones, I rock with y'all. Word, I rock with y'all. All the fake asses, I know what y'all could do. All the fake people, y'all know what y'all could do. I ain't gonna say too much on the YouTube video. Y'all know what y'all could do though. Word. Got my face.
Up on other people because of that. We've realized that people simply aren't worth it. Because for some of us, we give to other people on other people.
Hold on, he about to really start talking crazy facts.
We're more
I already about to say I agree. Facts.
lonely than ever. And I think a lot of people
Hold
have
on.
given up on other people because of that. We've realized that people simply aren't worth it. Because for some of us, we give to other people, but it's not appreciated.
Oh, let me raise my hand for that one. But I've been telling a lot of people, bro, I give, bro. Word is not appreciated, it's not reciprocated, bro. Bro, y'all know what y'all could do, bro. And it's over. It's over for that. Y'all know what y'all
And
could
it's
do.
also not reciprocated. People have just become very.
It's not appreciated or reciprocated. I just said that. Word. Nah, he brung the appreciation, I brung the reciprocation.
Because of that, we've realized that people simply aren't worth it. Because for some of us, we give to other people, but it's not appreciated. And it's also not reciprocated. People have just become very rude.
Facts.
And in a lot of cases, we've just kind of given up. We've said, you know what? Interacting with actual people isn't worth it, so we're just going to stay in our phone. That's the safe place. That's where we can.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not staying on this shit. Word, I'm not. I'm not glued to my phone, bro. I could throw this shit, bro. I could give a fuck about this shit right here. I ain't gonna lie.
Get our instant gratification. That's just going to stay in our phone. That's the safe place. That's where we can get our instant gratification.
My safe place. My safe place is right. I'm pointing at my safe place. My safe place is right here, bro. Word, my safe place is right here.
So we're just kind of giving up.
He's talking that ish right now. He's talking facts. You gotta understand. You gotta pay attention.
Have just become very rude. And in a lot of cases, we've just kind of given up. We've said, you know what? Interacting with actual people isn't worth it, so we're just going to stay in our phone. That's
Yo, it's dead. It's dead. Don't be worth it, bro. Word.
a safe place. That's where we can get our instant gratification. That's where we are appreciated. So let's stay there. Let's not go out into society. Let's not do all the things that we've done throughout history because it's simply not worth it. And all these things have also led to a tremendous amount of division. And not just those things, but everything in life now has us completely divided. If there
I ain't gonna lie. You know how I get. Hold on, let me see if I can hear me. Yo. I bet. Run it back.
there. Let's not go out into society. Let's not do all the things that we've done throughout history because it's simply not worth it. And all these things have also led to a tremendous amount of division. And not just those things, but everything in life now has us completely divided. If there's something we can disagree on, not only are we going to disagree on it, we're also going to allow that to completely divide us.
Hold on, chat. Nah, he's talking facts, bro.
It's completely divided. If there's something we can disagree on, not only are we going to disagree on it, we're also going to allow that to completely divide us. Everything from race, religion, sex, politics, food, everything has divided us. And I truly believe that's another thing that has caused people to say, you know what? People simply aren't worth it. I'm not even.
Nah, cause people be soft, bro. I ain't gonna lie. People be soft, bro. Like people don't be knowing how to just deal with stuff, bro. How to just Hold on, let me run it back. Nah, people be soft though. That's another thing, bro.
Sex. Not only are we going to disagree on it, we're also going to allow that to completely divide us. Everything from race, religion, sex, politics, food, everything has divided us.
Yeah, people be B-word made, bro. People be B-word made, bro. They don't be. I don't know what I'm trying to. I don't know what I'm trying to say after that, but people be soft, bro. Word, people be soft. They can't handle the truth, or they can't handle. I don't know. They don't know how to handle things, bro.
And I truly believe that's another thing that has caused people to say, you know what? People simply aren't worth it. I'm not even going to try. And the same can be said about men and women. We have actually let this division creep in between men and women and separate relationships, separate marriage, separate connection, because we are no longer connected in the way we were before. Instead of being connected and going after the opposite sex and being willing to approach a woman and all these things, we don't do that anymore because we're afraid of being shamed online. And it's a lot of that has to do with these agendas
Nah, what?
that are being pushed, because there are a lot of agendas out there that are 100% geared and designed to divide us. And the bad part about that is that they've done a very good job of dividing us. And to top it all off, now we have AI, which everybody says is going to eventually replace us. And I can't help but think that the more we get wrapped up in all this technology, the worse these problems are going to become. And the worst part about that is that instead of rejecting that, we seem to be embracing it. And not only embracing it, we seem to be asking for it. We are actively instigating our own demise. And that's a terrifying thing. And we have to ask ourselves, where does all this end? Where do we go from here? Do we continue to allow these things, all these things that are working against us, to continually chisel away at the moral fabric of society and strip away all the things that make us human, the things that separate us from the beasts in the wild, until we are at a point to where we are completely reliant on technology and all these other factors for our main mode of communication? At what point do we say enough's enough? And we push back and say, you know what? It's time to step up. It's time to push this technology away, get away from this, get away from this robotic way of doing things, step away from this new timeline, and get back to the old ways of doing things. Now, I'm someone.
Let me let him talk. Keep talking that real, bro. Yeah, it's technology, bro. It's technology. Blame technology, bro. And everybody, bro, it's just like cat hair flying everywhere, chat. But yeah, blame technology, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Somewhat of an away from this new timeline and get back to the old ways of doing things. Now, I'm somewhat of an optimist, and I don't believe that's where this ends. I don't believe that it ends in us getting completely disconnected from one another and being completely reliant on technology as our main mode of communication. I believe that us standing up for ourselves and pushing back on this is going to happen a lot sooner than we realize. And I truly believe that the way out of this is exactly that. It's about getting back to the basics, getting back to the simpler ways of doing things.
Sounds fire. I agree.
Getting back to
OG agree. Chat, y'all agree?
Approaching people, talking to strangers, getting to know our neighbors, socializing, having physical communication and physical interaction with one another. I think that's the way we dig ourselves out of this hole, and we reset this.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
Timeline that we've created for ourselves. Because this timeline, it kind of sucks, and the direction it's headed is not looking good. Because if history has shown us anything, it's that the way we have progressed, the way we have gotten to where we are today, is because we were able to share knowledge. It's because we were able to leverage the things that make us human, communication specifically, and use that to progress. Use that to advance ourselves to become the dominant species on this planet. And I know that by doing that, it means making yourself uncomfortable. Because fact of the matter is, approaching people, socializing, interacting with one another these days, it's not as fun as it used to be. People are rude. People aren't grateful. People probably won't appreciate the fact that you're approaching them and trying to talk to them.
Agreed.
But even if it's not appreciated and it's not reciprocated, we have to keep trying. Because if we give up...
Nah, that's a fact, bro. Nah, that's a fact.
and we allow these things to happen, knowing that each and every one of us holds the power to make incremental changes to reset this timeline, then we're part of the problem. Incremental things to happen, and it's not reciprocated, and trying to talk to people. People probably won't appreciate the fact that you're approaching them and trying to talk to them. But even if it's not appreciated and it's not reciprocated, we have to keep trying, because if
Nigga, I'm one of them niggas that's trying. I ain't gonna lie. Word, I'm one of them niggas that's trying, but bro, people be so ignorant. People be so I don't fucking know. Word, I don't know what's wrong with people, bro. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what got into people, bro. But people just be so effed up, bro. Word, they be effed up. Word.
we give up and we allow these things to happen, knowing that each and every one
Nah, this is a good
of us
vid.
holds the power to make incremental changes to reset this timeline, then we're part of the problem. People, this world,
Yo.
people have.
I wouldn't say I'm part of the problem. I'm one of the ones trying to fix that shit, but word, people is something wrong with people, child. Damn. We gotta figure out how to get people connected again, bro. Word. Bro, drop comments below how you what you think about the vid, what you think about the way about how the way um what the fuck? Drop comments below on what you think of what the fuck am I trying to say, chat? Comment below what you think about the video. Comment below what you think about how people have changed. Have people changed? I think people changed for sure. I think it's something wrong with people. It's something about people we don't know about, chat. Everybody got to ease up. They got to stop being B words. Stop being a B word, chat. Stop being a B word, bro. See, that's the end of this one, man. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one.